We all love a good game, and we love upsets even more. So today in this video, we're going to go over some that were the biggest ones of the NBA's history. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Number 1. 1975 NBA Finals, the Warriors sweep the Bullets. The 1975 NBA Finals was supposed to be a mere formality before crowning the Washington Bullets the new NBA champions. Experts everywhere were predicting that the Bullets would sweep the Warriors. They were right about the sweep, but very wrong about the team. You couldn't really blame the experts. The Bullets had won 60 games during the regular season and had eliminated the defending champion Boston Celtics in the playoffs. Led by future Hall of Famers Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes, the Bullets were considered to have too much talent for the Warriors. Certainly, nothing that happened in the regular season would give anyone reason to think an upset of such colossal proportions was lurking. The Bullets had beaten Golden State 3 out of the 4 times they met in the regular season, but the Warriors were the highest scoring team in the league, and once the finals got going, it was evident that the Warriors would be able to score against Washington. In a 4-game series, the Warriors shocked everyone, and they came out victorious. Number 2, 2001 Eastern Conference First Round, the Hornets sweep the Heat. The 2000 and 2001 Charlotte Hornets were not expected to do much against a veteran Miami Heat team in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Heat had Pat Riley as their coach and had veteran leadership up and down their lineup. Anthony Mason, Brian Grant, and Tim Hardaway had led the Heat to an impressive 50-32 record, good enough for the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. The Hornets, on the other hand, finished at 46-36 and did not seem to have the weapons or experience to compete with Miami. But the 6-seeded Hornets had other ideas. With Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn, and Eddie Robinson, they were determined to be a factor in the playoffs. In a show of unity, all the Hornets began sporting the same headbands that Davis and Robinson wore. The result was a shockingly easy 3-game sweep over the heavily favored Heat. Number 3, 2011 Western Conference First Round, the Grizzlies stun the Spurs. Up until the 2011 NBA playoffs, the Memphis Grizzlies had never won a single playoff game, let alone a series. 12 games, 12 losses. It was no real surprise that no one gave Memphis any chance at all against the battle-tested and veteran San Antonio Spurs. It became very apparent very early on in the series that something special was happening. In Game 1, the Grizzlies caught the Spurs off balance with their speed and athleticism. Shane Battier's 3-pointer with 24 seconds remaining put the Grizzlies ahead for good, and after a 101-98 win, Memphis was no longer focused on just winning the game. It wanted to win a series. The Spurs would fight back to win Game 2, but it was becoming obvious that San Antonio had a big problem on its hands, and his name was Zach Randolph. This was apparent in Game 3, as when Randolph was not doing the damage himself, the offense was flowing through him. The Grizzlies punished the Spurs inside. In the end, Randolph's first career 3-pointer would provide the difference in a 91-88 win. Number 4, 1969 NBA Finals, Russell's Last Stand. The Boston Celtics of the 1960s were the most dominant franchise in NBA history. By 1969, the Celtics had won 8 of the past 9 NBA championships. But 1969 was different. The Celtics were older, slower, and near the end of this great dynasty. The legendary Bill Russell was the player coach by then, and both of his knees were just about shot. Sam Jones was about to retire. The Celtics were not the same. Indeed, Boston limped into the playoffs with a very disappointing 48-34 record, but the Celtics had one final run in them, and what a run it was. It began with an upset of the 55-27 Philadelphia 76ers. It continued with an equally stunning upset of the 54-28 New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
By Game 7, the doubts were becoming as familiar as the victories.
I can't help but wonder.
Before his final game, it was the overconfidence of the opposition that helped Russell inspire his teammate.
Number 5, 1995 Western Conference First Round, the Rockets' run begins. On the surface, you may be wondering how this is even an upset at all. After all, in 1995, the Rockets were the defending NBA champions. On top of that, they were a number 6 seed with 47 wins. They also had Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler on their team, so how could they be underdogs at all? Well, the Utah Jazz were a tremendous team during the 1994-1995 season. Led by the dynamic duo of John Stockton and Karl Malone, the Jazz racked up 60 wins during the 1994 and 1995 season. As most of us know, one of the biggest home court advantages in the NBA is the one the Jazz enjoy in Salt Lake City. For the Rockets to win this series against the favored Jazz, Houston would have to win a game in Utah. It won 2. In Game 5, the Rockets trailed by 12 points late in the third quarter, behind 33 points from Olajuwon and 31 points from Drexler. Houston staged a furious rally and won Game 5 in the series 95-91. The Rockets would continue on from there, rallying from a 3-1 series deficit to eliminate the Phoenix Suns before going on to take down the San Antonio Spurs in 6 games.
That's the reason the hoop goes in.
You got a guy who's dying to play, who's a big game player.
But right now, this game,
Olajuwon has 4, and Dennis Rodman, the rebounder, gets on the scoreboard.
There's that one-dimensional play. Rodman gets called for your man in front of you so he can't just drive to the hoop and force the defense to collapse.
Olajuwon
was calling for the ball down on a post, and they went away from him, and now they work a pick and roll against the...
That's all the time we have for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for content like this, and comment down below the biggest upsets you know of in NBA history. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.